So let's start. Welcome everybody to the first session of our international webinar on asset management of underground infrastructure. My name is Bert Bosseler. I'm Scientific Director of IKT, the Institute for Underground Infrastructure in Germany, Europe, and I am your moderator today. All participants of this webinar have been invited personally, either by IKT or by one of our partners. Today we want to start off with a first overview and introduction, and then we also want to watch and discuss some experience from Germany. For this presentation, we've invited a renowned expert from the city of Göttingen, Manfred Fiedler. He's already sitting next to me.
Hello.
Hi Manfred, how are you doing?
Oh, very good.
So we will see what happened today. So now let me introduce myself and our team. My full name is Bert Bosseler. I'm Scientific Director of IKT. I am moderating this webinar, and to all native speakers of English who are with us today, please accept my apology for this horrible accent. I just can't help it. Please excuse. Next to me you find Thomas Brüggemann. He is responsible for organizing this webinar, and he's also a brilliant engineer who knows a lot about the topics we are going to talk about. I am also happy to introduce Christoph Bennerscheid. He is a senior research fellow at IKT, and he is responsible for many of our research projects and ideas. On 16th December, he'll present some of his work in our webinar. And finally, what is IKT about? The most important keywords for IKT are certainly neutral, independent, non-profit, and quality. The main target group of our activities are the owners of sewer, pipe and cable networks, in general the municipalities and utilities. The main shareholder of IKT is an association of about 130 municipalities and utilities. Some of those members are also with us today. For more information, take a look at our website, www.ikt.de.
Bill, take over. You're our leader.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that we are really excited about joining with IKT in this webinar. We look at this as a first step in developing methods of international information exchange, and that involves countries around the world, which is pretty exciting. IRWA and IKT are uniquely positioned to promote this type of cooperation because we each have members and contacts in many different countries and are recognized as international experts in matters of infrastructure. Let me introduce our IRWA team members. We have a core group working with IKT that consists of me, Glenn Winfrey, and Bill Rose. Our group reports to Mark Reek, our IRWA Executive Vice President. And Mark, I hope you'll still have some time to maybe say a few words here. And Mark is in our international office in Los Angeles and has been instrumental in expanding our influence internationally. Other IRWA members seated for this webinar are Marianne Marr, Jeff Jones, and Angel Banks. Marianne is in the executive chain to become IRWA president. Jeff Jones is chairman of one of our regions, and Angel Banks is a past regional chair, joining us today because of her particular experience in wastewater management. So we're glad to have her expertise. All the members with us here in that core group have extensive experience with utilities, utility relocations, and infrastructure both below and above ground. Do we have Ernest with us today, Ernest Grunwald?
Ernest, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much. It's nice to be with everybody internationally.
Let me just give Ernest a brief introduction. He has been instrumental in getting South Africa involved with us in IRWA, and they are growing very fast with their infrastructure and have been as one of our newest chapters and one of our fastest growing areas. So Ernest is here from South Africa as well. So that is our team, and with that, Bert, I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, and you are calling from Italy, all right?
That is correct.
That
I'm
is correct.
suffering here in Italy.
So that's nice to hear. Wonderful. From Italy. You're truly international, IRWA. Thank you very much, Bill, for this introduction. So I can say I am very proud that IRWA and IKT have signed an MOU to promote further cooperation between our organizations. So coming from USA and South Africa, we now shift to Europe. And there I am happy to call Andreas Reichel from the city of Hagen. Andreas, hello, are you online?
Yes.
Yes, so how are you doing? Could you give us an overview about your team and about your company?
Yes, hello all together. I'm glad to explain something about our duties. Our CEO is Hans-Joachim Bies, that's the guy on the left-hand side, and next to me sits Michael Greive. He is the head of the maintenance department, and I'm the so-called speaker. My profession is civil servant, and I work for strategic planning and all other matters regarded in correspondence to the CEO. Keyword to our company, well, we are a daughter company of the city of Hagen, a non-profit company based on public law, and our main focus is based on underground sewers and all infrastructure, planning, construction and maintenance of roads, green parks, forests and cemeteries. And we got a website as well, and if you need more information in details, you just click at www.WBH-Hagen.de. So that's all for the time being.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andreas. And Hagen is a city very close to a large industrial area here in our region of about 2 million inhabitants. So you're a bit the representative here also for this region. From Hagen, we now move on to another German municipal company, and that's the Municipal Works Hürth, which is based very close to Cologne here in Germany. And we send a warm welcome to Kai Wapenhans. Hi, Kai, are you online? I've seen you, even on camera. Are you online, Kai? Yes, switched off. No. Okay, so some technical problems, but I think you see here what the Municipal Works of Hürth is like. It's a utility, and they have a lot of, it's not only wastewater treatment they are doing, they are also concerned with district heating systems and with the supply of water, and also with wastewater, so very broad tasks they fulfill there at the city Municipal Works Hürth. So thank you very much. And we now go from Germany, we go to France, and well, we all know what is the most important city in France. Of course, we go to Paris and to Olivier Petitpot. Bonjour Olivier, ça va?
Oh, yes, hello everybody.
So, Olivier, please let us know, what are you doing at Eau de Paris?
So yes, Eau de Paris is a public company in charge of the public service for water in Paris, including production, transportation, and distribution. So I'm responsible of the MAC department. The MAC department has been created 10 years ago. We specialize in condition assessment, diagnosis of buried pipe, galleries, aqueducts, sewers, and we do also works, recommendation, evaluation of rehabilitation works, etc. So okay. It's very special activities.
And very impressive as far as I know. So thanks a lot, Olivier. We are all looking forward to your presentation about the MAC system on November 18th. It will be here in this webinar. In total, there will be 8 sessions, and we are going to deal with very different issues and perspectives. The focus of this first webinar series is on wastewater infrastructure. However, many ideas can be adapted for other underground networks too. On 5th November, we'll have a presentation by Wendy Franken from Flario and a representative from Aquafin. Flario and Aquafin are very important Belgian associations for wastewater issues. Moreover, Wendy is the chairwoman of the European Policy Committee of the European Water Association. And there are interesting things going on European level. Then on 18th November, we will have Olivier Thibault from Paris, as you have already seen, in a very interesting technical session on the structural assessment of large underground sewers and conduits. And, well, you still remember the MAC system from his introduction today. On 25th of November, it'll be an open session without agenda still. It's an open space for ideas and contributions from all of you. You can send ideas or even slides before, and we will make this a benefit for all participants. Then for 9th December, we've invited Professor Clemens from one of the best technical universities in Europe, the University Delft in the Netherlands. He will give an overview about research and science, and there will be also Kees Naterse. He is a member of the International Standard Committee, ISO 55000, which refers to the whole topic of asset management. And on 16th of December, we will even listen to ideas from vegetation, from pipelines and above-ground infrastructures, and that will be in a combined session with speakers from the US and Europe. Then it's Christmas time and enough time to contemplate and to think about what we've learned and what we've missed during this webinar series. Then on 13th January, it'll be the final session. We will sum up our conclusions and hopefully we will find true perspectives for cooperation and joint projects on an international level. We can start with a short introduction about the management issues in the underground. And these management issues, they have to do with various claims for underground space. And as an introduction, let me focus on these claims. There are many players claiming space in the underground, and they really need it. In German cities, for example, the supply lines and cables are usually placed under the sidewalks, be it for gas, drinking water, electricity, or data transmission. In the middle of the road, in greater depth, we find sanitary and stormwater sewers or combined systems. Sometimes also the larger supply mains, the district heating lines, are placed there. As a consequence, pipe trenches serve as foundations for roads and sidewalks. Hence, the soil has to meet many requirements. It's the bedding for the pipe as well as a base for the road. And that's not all. The soil may also be used as a substrate for plants. Every tree needs roots, and these roots take up part of the underground space. And finally, the underground can be regarded as a complex hydrological body. Soil absorbs, contains, purifies, and stores water. Sometimes the groundwater level can even be above our pipeline system. But we want to talk about management now. Who cares for our underground space? Who feels responsible? Well, basically, we can distinguish three groups of players. First, the asset owner, that's the one who keeps all the assets, such as roads, pipelines, manholes, and pumps in his books. Next to the owner, there's the asset manager, the one who is handling and operating the network. He's responsible for construction, operation, and for maintenance. And he's charging for his services. It's often the so-called municipal utilities who are doing this job, many utilities being a public asset themselves. Finally, service providers render the services to utilities and industry, from sewer cleaning to construction works and accounting. But what are the topics those players are mainly interested in? Once again, three flags. The owner, by nature, is interested in securing his asset values. Owning the assets and making these assets available, that's his service, and how he makes money in the first place. The owner and the manager both are interested in the capacity and output of the network. For water and gas, for example, that's the very basis for charging the customer. Moreover, quality is crucial. Drinking water has to be hygienic and palatable. Data networks must serve around the clock, and gas pipes should provide gas without exploding.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I would like to introduce a very complex system of cooperation between road building and renewal of supply and dispersal pipes. The first ideas to such a system date back from 1990. Today, 23 years later, the system is working smoothly and can serve as a role model for other cities. Here is my team, Peter, Bianca and Juliane. Thank you for your excellent job. Göttingen is a city situated in the middle of Germany and has 130,000 inhabitants. It was founded for 1,050 years ago and is one of Germany's biggest university cities with about 25,000 students. In 1990, the first systematic sewer inspections with site elevations took place. The outcome was shocking. 260,000 damages in the wastewater main pipe. Knowing about the countless construction sites in the future, the search for suitable partners was born. Suitable partners were found easily. The road construction, the gas and water suppliers, and sewer construction had to work together and found solution. And it is a very good job with much of heart to each people who work on this. The drainage system is divided into rainwater and wastewater in equal parts. Wastewater goes to the modern sewer plant. Rainwater flows into ditches, streams and rivers. Both needs have a length from 350 km each and 300 km of connecting pipes to the properties. Altogether, we are operating and maintaining a net with a total length of 1,300 km. Materials used in the past were clay for sewer pipes and concrete for rainwater pipes. The total length of the net for gas and water suppliers is a little longer. The total length of the street adds up to 420 km. Now I would like to illustrate our concept and our philosophy. Sewer construction is only a part of our infrastructure. Right from the beginning of sewer construction, we were looking to partners for planning and realizing building measures. Being open and cooperative is a key element here. Connecting the whole infrastructure was only a spontaneous idea at first.
Manfred, let's play. No, please. That seems interesting. You're coming from Germany and take a picture from, I think it's San Francisco in the US. Why did you take this?
Many years ago I stayed there. It's a wonderful city, but I stayed not a long time in Alcatraz.
No, you didn't? Okay.
But we know due to the severe damage that the city would be converted by construction sites, and we wanted to present better street conditions to our customers after the construction. In Germany, cost of productions for pipes are nearly half the cost of the complete infrastructure from the rest. The climax peak of the collapse of the infrastructure is visible here. Last year, we even succeeded in placing a new rainwater pipe into this chaos and tangle underground. But looking at these pictures, all responsible parties knew the underground needed an urgent reorganization. New gate lines for this are in preparation. In the new gas contract, valid from 2014, the removal of all pipes and cables is mandatory. Further requirements are in preparation. Financial damage caused by crossing pipes can rise up to 5 to 20% of the construction sum. Targets. Our goals are sustainable restoration of the complete infrastructure, long-term planning for the next 10 years plus X, safe financing by the decision makers. The current construction measures is situated on the main shopping street of Göttingen. Oh, I lose one picture. The current construction measure is situated in the main shopping street of Göttingen. Lifelines underneath the city have nearly no space for new pipes. Nevertheless, it is possible to place a new rainwater pipe made out of PEHD. It was possible because the pipe was placed in bends. Spaces are used completely on the high quality surface of the main street doesn't allow open measures. It's why all pipes were placed newly.
Manfred, tell me, there is written usage in Unity. What do you mean by Unity? Is it a technical Unity that you really want to build just one kind of network for all supply and
maybe
waste?
With a heart on this work, it's harmony. It's a better word.
Yeah, you say it's harmony. So you're going to be very harmonious in Göttingen.
Yes.
Yeah, all the lift operators, okay.
The complete street has received a new structure under the surface. There are no main pipes crossing each other. Sewer and rainwater construction that does dependent a free flow has enough space for connecting properties. Because the vertical line was optimized throughout the whole project, the future can start. Further goals are pipes on public streets belong into the hands of the net operators. In Germany, the responsibility of the operator stops at the main pipe in 50% of cases. The rest is private concern. To our strategy involving different parties also belongs the clarification of the situation on private properties through the net operators. Wastewater statutes have to adapt it.
So that means you feel also responsible for the private networks, Manfred. You say you have the public network, but you also feel the responsibility to give counsel to the
water have no border, and we have also no border.
So you're giving counsel to the householders. And,
yes,
okay.
we looking for free after the border for TV for.
So it's all included in the general fee? Is also
in the general fee in our town, I must say. In your town, it's not normal in Germany, okay. But so it's a better way. Okay. Nobody must pay, but he pay with for a long time with his fee. Okay. But not directly.
Okay. So everybody pays, but not for the one advice?
It's nearly 3,000 euro to each border. Further goals are pipes on public streets. This is the next one. Based on that, the following steps lead to a closed loop. TV inspection and leak tests, evaluation of damage, analysis of the situation, target proceedings, concentrated planning, common building, and monitoring and optimizing. And now it starts at the first step. Installation of a long-term planning strategy for the common subsurface. 10 years agenda for all participants. Definition of intersections. Individual cost estimation of all participants. Combination of the project list and cost. Coordination to the renewals of the administration account to the budget. Administration and politics are informed about the results. Detailed planning for the next 5 years. We get together all 2 months.
Is it moderated by someone? Is there someone from the city who is moderating these?
It's the moderating change each year.
Ah, okay. So it's
the gas and water, the sewer, and then the next step is for the street.
Okay, so it's changing presidency like
yes.
like on European level. So.
Yes.
Okay.
By now, all parties' cooperation regards to infrastructure are informed about detailed damage analysis. All information is collected and brought together by the responsible. On this basis of detailed analysis, street selections are formed to the priority. Dark blue is very good, no rehabilitation. And I must look 17. Light blue, good or no rehabilitation. Green, long-term rehabilitation, 15 to 30 years. Yellow, middle-term rehabilitation, 6 to 15 years. Red, short-term rehabilitation, 0 to 6 years. The condition is shown in the following order. You see on the top on each line, it is a street. In the middle, it's a sewer pipe. And on the bottom is gas and water. But you can see from each what is the damage and what must do.
So you say you have a prioritization for every network, yeah? So
for every network
owner
makes his own
prioritization. And now my question is, what is the reason for high priority? So how are they validated? How do they say it's a high priority for one project?
When it's broken and it get in sand and there can be a blocking when you see the sewer, and when you have gas, you have leakage on gas, and the street is if you have only to drive 30 kilometers.
So security reasons, or if the safety of the network.
When it is red, it's very damaged.
Yeah, okay.
And yellow, it's just like the flashlight on the street.
Okay.
Attention, attention, attention. And green, you must rehabilitation. And the other, you doesn't see it now. You can see it on the next slides. You can see also the blue one.
Okay. So if you have 3 times red, then it's the highest priority for the city?
Yes, we can show. We have for this then on the next slide.
Okay.
Yeah. Here you can see of the long, not only short slides, the whole street. You can see red, and yellow. Must do in the next years, and I show you a little part of Germany, of Göttingen.
Okay, but you said the primary driver for the whole thing was that the gas pipes had problems. So the
yes, it was a special
iron
material from. It was a gray iron, and now in 2009 all gray iron
it's all replaced.
pipes are
okay.
closed.
So that would be interesting to see if this is a national problem just for Germany, or how it is in whole Europe or even in the US. And I'm glad that we have with us Glenn Winfrey. He is responsible for the Utilities Committee of IRWA. And I think, Glenn, maybe you can tell us something about how the situation was or is in the US. Do you also have problems with these gray iron pipes, so that the whole gas industry has to replace their networks, or how is it? Hi, Glenn.
Well, yes, this is Glenn Winfrey. Across the U.S. is a very large country, and many gas companies built over many, many years. So lots of different standards done at different times. There was a gas line explosion in California recently, and the federal government has mandated has ordered all the gas companies to upgrade their gas lines to the point where they're available for the pig inspection devices. So a lot of lines are being taken up and replaced. A lot of smaller lines are being taken out and enlarged. There's a lot of construction of the facilities for insertion and removal of the pig devices from the line. So there's a lot of that work going on. But those are mostly the smaller transmission and distribution size lines.
Okay, so you are not inspecting with pig inspection, not inspecting the gas distribution lines in the urban areas, or are you doing this too by pig inspection? I think you're.
Well,
yeah.
I was going to say it varies greatly, and there's so many gas companies in the U.S. I wouldn't say that I know what most are doing, because they each have their own policies and practices. They're all inspected. I mean, they're all answerable to the federal government and to their state governments. But a lot of these lines are smaller and they're very old. So a lot of them are being replaced at this time.
Okay, but it was not a general question of the material like we had it here in Germany with the gray iron, but it was a question more about this explosion in California, that it was what's the safety of the network.
That's what brought it to the attention of the federal government.
Okay. Thank you very much, Glenn, for this contribution.
Blue, that's very good. No construction in the next 30, 40, 50, 100 years on the underground. And you have the rest, and it's pointed for red color with 8 points, for yellow color with 3 points, and for green with 1 point. And this point stand in congruation with the rest of the city, and these are the priorities we will found all 2 months. We sitting together and make the new priorities for the whole town.
That looks very nice, Manfred. All the red has gone, but now all the checking accounts of the network operators are red, I think, because they've paid all this. Who's paying for all this? Who's doing the most? Who's giving the most money for this? Is it the sewer?
It is the sewer. You can see it on one of the next slides.
Okay.
It's much money, but we have not a big fee. That's a wonder.
That's really a wonder.
Yes. From the 260,000 damage, we have no 60,000 damage, and the big damage will be deleted in the next 10 years. After 23 years, you can see the visible achievements of the strategy, the number of damage and big damage at the moment, and the dark blue areas are with PEHD, and you can see nearly all dark blue streets have a new street. All this dark blue, we work together with a gas network and with the streets, and our customers were very happy to have, after the construction, new streets they can walk and they can drive.
So would you say that road construction or road renewal is a driver for all this? So that you are...
Yes, a driver for our politics. You can have for low costs, new streets. And our politic needs the gas and the sewer construction to have less money.
So as you have already explained, it's the sewers who pay a lot of the money.
Yes.
And it's also the roads who have the benefits, because that is a political issue.
But we can get it back to fee, we can get back for generation, and we must have a pipe that we can say these pipes are good for generations.
Okay.
But I did come later. The compound soil used in Göttingen is certificated and reproducible. The material auto-compressionable and is filled into the pipe trench in liquid condition. Process of constructions with compound soil and the quality mark for compound soil. I will show you the circle that system works. Soil sample, composition, preparation of the soil, mixture of the soil, transportation of the soil, integration of the soil. Underneath you can see the system of quality management and quality control. And here you can also see original soil, and then comes a product, the compound. The activator is cement, the water, the mixing, and the transport. The original mixing machine, she can work 250 cubic meter each day, and you can see the preparation of the soil and the integration, the compound soil in the ditches. And here you can see the pipe, and you can see the fill in the soil.
So that were very small trenches. Yeah? The trenches are very small.
Yes.
That's possible with this material to do that.
Yes. Nobody must walk on the pipe to make
no compaction needed.
No compaction.
Because it's just the liquid, it goes around, it hardens, it congeals. And it's what is congealing? What is hardening there? Is it the cement, or what? Is there cement?
A little bit cement. You can go on this pipes 10, 20 years later, and you can make it with a spade.
Oh, okay. So you can. It's not like concrete.
Not like concrete, no.
But it's, you can loosen it with a spade.
Losing with a spade.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
And therefore is a whole quality Überprüfung, quality check, that this Eigenschaften.
Yeah. So you can check the properties. You
yes.
do it. Yeah. You have a whole system to check the properties
yes.
and to see
yes.
if it's really the quality you've ordered. Okay.
And last but not least, the cost saving. We start very early with our concept, and with the compound soil and the pipes in bands, we can build 20% cheaper, and we have a soil disposal 1990. We have 20% cheaper. With a common building, it is 10% cheaper. Saving from 1990 to 2013 by a total invest from 250 million euro is 16%. It's nearly 40 million in this 23 years.
We have seen is that you have a lot of prognosis models there. So you really try to get an idea of what will happen 2030, what will happen 2040. That's quite a timeline, and you're quite confident that this prognosis models based on the current data, that this will really work, that this will give a good, you're not alone, a lot of municipalities in Germany do this and think it's
the first time we say when we are ready, it was in 1997. We say we are ready in 2035.
Okay.
And now with we came near to this point, we can say it's 3 or 4 years earlier.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my question is, we have with us Walter Graf. He's from the Water Environmental Research Foundation in Alexandria, south of Washington, D.C. And well, as far as I know, Walter, you are doing a lot of research in the U.S. On these questions, on prognosis models and on asset management. And you have your own presentation in our program on 2nd of December. But maybe I can ask you now, do you trust these models? What is your experience with this? Walter? I had him here on the chat. There were some problems with the microphone, but he wrote that it works now. Walter, are you there? We have a good connection by chatting, but are you there? Your microphone is working now. That's what you wrote the last time.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very well.
Okay.
Yeah. So did you get my questions?
I did, yes. We have some models that we've been working on. I mean, I think with any of these tools, we kind of look at them as a decision support. So I mean, of course, you know, it depends on the type of data that go in them. Is what kind of you know, really good ideas you can get about your infrastructure. You know, your life. I was just going to mention we have a few tools that we have developed or working on now. One of them is the AWARE-P tool, and some of you in Europe may be familiar with this. There is a version of this for drinking water networks right now, but we are developing one for the wastewater networks. Okay. This is done by the IAM, so you know, and International Water Associations. We're working on that right now. That should be out sometime in the new year. We also will have access to the PARMS risk software out of Australia. It's just as an overview, it provides the means of analyzing the economic life of pressure pipes, including force mains. So again, another model, and like all of the models that we do have here, depends on the type of data you have available. One other tool that I'll mention quickly is the end of asset life tool. That is it's an advanced tool, and it helps you to determine which failure mode is going to be the driver for any of your rehabilitation methods. So we look at failure modes as physical, which is what most people look at. Also your service life or your service level. Will the asset perform as it was built? Capacity, you know, they just become undersized sometime. And then also our latest round of research is on the economic life of assets. And so we have a tool that tries to address these and will help utilities build survivor curves as well. So those are a couple things we're working on.
So you really think it's a good way to do that, to invest in models, also to get closer to the real lifetime of a network. Yeah, that's good to hear. And that we're not alone here to do such things.
You must translate it.
Okay. So, are there any other questions? I have one more question here from the webinar. Let's take a look. It was from Glenn Winfrey. Maybe you can repeat it, Glenn. It was about is anything being done to help other users be able to locate the new lines? So you think of radar systems or of seismic methods, or what were you thinking about when you posed this question?
Well, it seems there's always going to be a need to locate the various utilities, and when you put them very close together underground to help avoid the accidents, the penetrations, I was wondering how you separate them when you look before you start digging to keep from having to pull out everything.
Okay, so it's a question of mapping, how you get the right mapping of the underground before digging. So I asked Manfred, maybe in German just for a moment, die Kartierung, also wie kriegt man überhaupt Daten aus dem Untergrund? How do you get any data from the underground to know before where the pipes are? Do you use radar or?
That's the way we have before the 1990. We have Vermessung.
Measurements.
And when I started in 1990, we start with the address of the manhole. In der Vergangenheit.
Manhole. Sie waren die vermesserte Geschichte.
Yeah.
You started with the manholes. The manhole
yes,
covers,
each manhole gets address, a number, and we make Vermessung.
And how did you know where the other pipes are from the gas, from the water sector? Did you have a good mapping, good maps of their pipes?
Yes, with a difference from 1 meter, it's okay. In the horizontal, in the vertical, there are not many information.
Okay, so just you know where
yes,
you can dig.
But by each construction we make a little construction before to looking on the open ditch where the pipes lie.
Okay. So we are now in the section, as you have already seen, of questions and answers, and I think there should be some. So my question is...
but I have an idea.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
We don't need software. We need only the software for the priority from each line, from street, from gas and water, and from the sewer. But we need no software to get all together. We must speak. And we speak all 2 months, and if you have a software, you have no results. You can make it only with speak, and we must have a budget, not for 1 year, we must have the next time budgets for 5 years, and we can operating with this budget for 5 years. Very better than when we have November and we have the end of the money. It's not a good idea, and we must go to the politic, and we must have a budget for 5 years for gas and water, for streets, and for the pipes. And I think we have a good chance that we have for in 2 years the budget for 5 years.
Okay, so that's the crucial point. That's
yes.
the horizon of the whole planning. If it's the money.
It's very difficult to have these priorities from each and to say I make it in 1 year. And the streets is a little bit cheaper, and the pipes are the price is higher, and you can make it for 5 years. It's no problem. But if you have only 1 year, it's very difficult.
So, but now one question is, Ernest, you are asking here. Maybe you can we can get Ernest Grunewald. We can pass him the microphone, because one question is if you are installing a new service or refurbishing an old services. So if you're doing something in your network, and how does it work if you work with others? Do you have to get a permission or from other networks if you want to start, because you have to integrate the work? So you cannot act on your own. You have always to ask the others what to do.
Yeah, we are the first to know. We have for the next 30 years construction in the whole town, and the chief of the streets think, oh, he makes it for 2 or 5 years, and it's better we work not together. It's too much work. And when he see it's and we speak, it's not. We see no end. We have an end in 40 years. He say, oh, I have nearly the same pictures you show me, but we start with a blue color and ended with a red color, and he wants to have the same, just like the sewer pipe.
But I think the question is, maybe Ernest, if you have the microphone, could you repeat your question? What was the intention you had in mind? Ernest, are you there?
We are experiencing a issue coming up in South Africa now, where if you are putting a new service or refurbishing a service, and you will be crossing other services, not running parallel so much, but crossing them, that the other service providers with their assets under the ground or above the ground want to give permission before you do your work, and we are trying to get away from that, because that's gonna be very, very intensive administration and paperwork to get everybody's signature to cross other services. So I was wondering how you're doing it over there. If you now have to go 90 degrees across a sewer pipe and you're busy with a water pipe, must you first get the sewer pipe's permission before you do that, or is it like a trust thing that you all services trust each other, that you will protect the other service when you cross it?
Are you talking about such problems within the cities, so in the inner circle of a city, or do you think of transport pipelines between cities?
It is both in cities and outside in rural areas. In the rural areas, it will be more with road and power lines, other services which are underground, like gas pipeline and water pipeline.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the question. So if you want to cross another pipeline by 90 degrees, you have to. Do you have to ask somebody to do so, or can you do it if you have the mapping and you know where there is enough space? Do they trust that you are working right? How does it work in Göttingen?
We have so much meetings all 2 months. We know all what is in the underground. The chief of the streets and the chief of the gas and water know what we do, and we know what the other do, and we working nearly each time together. It's and we.
So you need permission. You need permission, and you have solved the problem by meeting regularly.
We get all planning from the gas and water, and we looking in. Can we free flow for rainwater and have a free flow for the connections for sewer, and the gas and water go higher or go.
Okay, so if you had not these meetings, if these meetings wouldn't exist, would you need a permission then to do so, or to cross another pipeline, to cross the network of somebody else?
I don't know. We haven't.
You don't even know. Okay, so. Ernest, I'm sorry.
No, I think I've got the answer now. Your answer was that the meetings with all concerned, and I think that is going to be the answer that I can take back here as well. That if we all work together on like forums or even electronically or something like that, that everybody knows what the other one is doing, that is going to be the answer. That's a very good idea.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to stay in touch with our group, it's easy to do so. Just join our group on LinkedIn. It's called IKT, Asset Management for Underground Infrastructure. It's a closed group, and it's set up only for the participants of this webinar. So if you have any ideas or you want to share with us, with your companions from this international group, you are welcome to join us. Just look at linkedin.com. In this group, we all find information, or we can also place information, for example, about upcoming webinars, first ideas and common goals, and on joint activities. Or you can even schedule a web meeting by yourself if you like. We will help you to arrange this, or you can also announce special events to which you want to invite the members of this group. In any case, I hope we meet again during our next webinar on 5th of November, a Tuesday, at the same time, 9 a.m. Eastern or 1500 Central European Time. So then it'll be Wendy Franken and Aquafin to report about experience from Belgium, and also from the European Policy Committee of the European Water Association. And so I say goodbye to all of you now. And remember, maybe it's already late here in Europe, but the same sun is now rising in California. Goodbye.